Okay, so starting on your back, finding your way to your mat with both feet planted, knees bent. Just take a moment to find your prana, find your breath. Take up as much space as you need here today. Maybe you can take the arms wide, palms face up to the sky. These next 45 minutes are just for you, nobody else. So do your own check-in of the day, setting any tasks aside, any worry, any negative thoughts that just felt heavy. I know even myself this morning, I woke up and I was on a positive note and something frustrated me and I let it take control of my day. And then I finally found my breath and I reminded myself just to focus on that. And I took 3 breaths in and out of the nose. And it really helped me to reset. So let's do that together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And out through the nose. One more. Inhale through the nose. And out through the nose. Feet are going to stay planted, but take your arms overhead and interlace your hands. Flip your palms so that they face the back of your mat. Feel some length through the front of your body and some natural space created between the spine and the neck. Exhale, float your hands back down by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Find in that space, again, press your shoulder blades. And then exhale, lower the hands by your sides. One more like that. Inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Let's incorporate the lower half. So maybe walk your heels closer to your glutes. Feet are hip width distance. Coming into your bridge pose. Inhale, lift. Can be a baby bridge if we're warming up. Arms can reach overhead. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 2 more like that. Lift the bum off, lift the sit bones. Reach your arms overhead. And exhale. And one more. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Take your arms back up to a T and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And see what it feels like when you bring the head with you. A little rock of the head from side to side as well. Bring your knees back to center and walk them in towards your glutes again. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Then lift the sit bones off again. Think as if you're squeezing your yoga block between your thighs. Keep the sit bones lifted, lower your hands back down by your sides, and then bring the hands face down underneath your bum so that the palms are face down into the mat. You're slowly going to lower the sit bones back down so you're having a seat on your hands, and then take the legs long to the top of your mat, point your toes. Start to tuck your elbows underneath your shoulders, and maybe start to lift the head off the mat into your fish pose, or just tilt the head back in fish pose. Find this beautiful heart opener here. The toes are pointed. Find this length all the way up through the front of the body. 4 more breaths, slightly tilting the head back. And then slowly lower your head and shoulders back down to the earth. Come off the hands as you bring your feet into the earth. Soles of feet are going to come together, knees wide into butterfly pose or bound angle. Then take your arms overhead. Interlace your hands into your Kali Mudra so that your index fingers are touching. Every exhale, we're going to soften our knees and our thighs closer to the long edges of your mat. Close your eyes. Here we go. Turn back into your prana. We're going to add a little bit of core in. Please don't get scared by that word. From here, you're going to take your arms. You're going to reach all the way to the top of your mat. Lift your head and shoulders off first. And then slowly lower back down. I guess I should make the assumption everyone else gets very core. I'm just talking for myself. Lift your head and shoulders. Reach your arms towards the top of your mat. And lower back down. One more like that. Lifting your head and your shoulders, reaching, and lower it back down. See if we can fully lift up now. So lift all the way, tap top of your mat, hollow out your spine, maybe your cat stretch, and roll back down. One more like that. Lifting up, use your core. Tap the hands, the top of your mat. And then hollow up the spine, lower it back down. Bring your hands behind your head now. Plant your feet back into the earth. Couple of crunches here, drawing your navel into your spine. Lift the head and shoulders. Draw that core in and lower back down. Inhale, lift. And lower. Keep the elbows wide. Inhale, lift. And lower. 2 more. Inhale it. And lower. 1 more. Inhale it. And lower it back down. Draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little massage. Rock from side to side. Ella, I'm just laughing because I'm still staring at Ella sitting on your mat. Hands on top of your knees, and let's take our knees away from each other. Make big circles in the hips to wake up that lower half. Every time I come into my little crunch there, all I could see was Ella sitting on your mat, sucking her blanket or her pillow. Change the direction, go the other way as you rotate your hips. And your choice how you want to make your way up today. Do you want to roll onto one side, or do you want to rock forward and back until you can come upright? And then as you come all the way upright, we'll bring the heels into the ground. Hands are going to come behind our thighs. Slowly hollow the spine back out as if we're going to roll back to our mat, and then lift yourself back up. 2 more times like that, hollowing it out, and lift. 1 more like that. You can use the hands underneath your thighs, and lift on your full forward fold. Moving out on the floor, fold the weight in table. And then from the table, find your way right into your downward facing dog. Start to walk your dog, pedal your feet. Root through your right heel, float your left leg up to your three-legged dog. Flex in both feet so that you're pressing through the heel, you're flexing through that extended leg. And then lower that foot down, and let's switch legs, opposite legs to the left. Finding your one-legged dog, your three-legged dog here, I should say. And lowering that foot down, round your spine forward into your high plank. Lower your knees to table. You may want to readjust your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your heart arch in the back, finding your cow pose. And then round your spine to find cat. Neutralize the spine. Tuck your toes, hover your knees off the mat. Think as if you are balancing something on the spine here. A little bit of core work. Press through your L shape with the hand, thumb and index. And then send your sit bones back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up again. This time find puppy peeing. So bend your knees, stack your hip. Look underneath that arc, then flex your foot. The more you can rotate through your chest, the more strength and the more the twist you're going to feel through the torso. Square your hip to center and lower that foot down. Float the opposite leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips as you rotate towards the right this time. Stack those hips, look underneath the armpit. And then square your hip back to center. Lower the foot down, forward into high plank. Lower the knees and then send yourself back to child's pose. Knees wide. So know that you can come back to this pose at any time throughout your practice. If you need to rest longer, honor that. Otherwise, knee back in table. Lifting your heart when you get there into your cow pose again. Arch in the back. Tuck the toes with you this time. And then round into your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Keep the toes tucked. Come back to neutral. And then lift the knees off to hover. Coming back table again. Find a little bit more strength through your upper body. Press your palms. And send your sit bones back. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up again. Bend your knees, stack your hip for puppy peeing. You just did this. Rotate from the chest. You always have the option to lower that knee down if you'd rather do this from a tabletop. Take one more breath from your puppy peeing. Squaring the hip up. You're going to take that knee all the way across the opposite wrist to tap. And then sweep that leg back to your three-legged dog. Step that same foot between your hands on the top of your mat. Lower the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Make sure your front knee is above your ankle. So left knee is forward, left foot is forward. Inhale, lift up, find your crescent. Exhale, soften into it. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Moving through that with your breath now. Make sure the front big toe stays down. Coming like that. Maybe you want to close your eyes. That can be your challenge for today. How much of your practice can you bring internally? One more, reaching up. And then exhale. Lower hands back down. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee, and step it back to your three-legged dog and lower the left foot. Lift the right leg up, bend your knee, come into your puppy peeing. Remember, you can always do this from your table. Press to the base of your palms. Rotate through your chest. And as you square that hip up, let's bring the knee to the opposite wrist, just a kiss, little twist in the core. Sweep that leg back, three-legged dog. And then step the foot through to the top of the mat. Lower your back knee down. Untuck your toes. Finding your crescent again. Knee above ankle, back, hip slightly kicks forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften. We'll do 3 together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more together. Inhale up. And exhale. Continue to move through that with your own breath. One more. And exhale. Tap your toes, lift the knees, step back to your three-legged dog. Lower that foot. If you wish to move through vinyasa, you're welcome to, or take a rest if we're flowing. Come forward into your high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, you can lower to the knees first if you like. Baby Cobra, lift your heart. And then cross back, Child's Pose Balasana. Swing your child's pose here. Rock the hips a little from side to side until you can fully soften in. See if the forehead makes contact with the mat. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You can always stack the fists on top of each other and then bring the head down instead. Honor where your body is tonight. If you are tired, take more rest. If you're ready to move, we'll meet back in table. Adding on to that vinyasa, back into down dog. Tuck your toes, press back. And then back onto your left leg, lift the left leg up. Find your puppy peeing again, stack the hip, look underneath that armpit. So left leg is lifted, flex your foot. Squaring your hip up, bring that knee to the opposite wrist again. Reminder, you can do this from tabletop. Sweep your left leg back, three-legged dog. Step the foot through, get a little taller this time with your runner's lunge. Inhale, arms are gonna come out to airplane. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lower your hands back down to the earth. 2 more like that. Lifting up, finding airplane. Exhale, reach and high the back foot. Inhale, lower down. Connect with your breath. Out to airplane. Reach forward. And then lower that hand, the hands down, lower your back knee down as well. Untuck the toes. From here, left hand to the inside of that front knee. Rotate with your chest in the direction of that knee so you start to feel the back of your thigh here. If you want more, you can press the knee away and roll onto the edge of the foot, rotating with your chest. And if you find the right hand that's on the ground is not comfortable, you can always place your block, if you have one, underneath that hand to find a bit more rotation here. One more breath. Bring that foot back to the earth. If you're using props, remove them. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, and then step it back to either table or your down dog. Opposite side, lift your right leg up, bend your knees, stack the hips. Rotate through the chest. Make sure your palms are down on the ground. I know a lot of us want to tend to lift them off. Press through that L shape of the thumb. Bring the hip to center. Bring that knee over to the opposite wrist, just for a kiss. Sweep it back to your three-legged dog. And then step the foot through. So staying tall this time. Back heel is lifted, back knee is lifted. Knee above ankle of the front leg. Inhale, arms out to earth. Exhale, reach the top of your mat. Inhale, hands back down to earth. Exhale, arms ascend. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Out to your airplane. Exhale. Reach. And then inhale. Lower. Lower your back knee down. You need to double up on that mat to your knee. Feel free to do so. Untuck the toes. So if you're using your block, it comes to the inside of your foot, left hand down. And taking our chest towards the right. Keep the foot down to start. Maybe look over your shoulder. Twisting with the chest towards that thigh. Now if you need more, you're pressing the knee away and rolling onto the edge of your foot. And then bringing that foot back down to the earth. Removing your props, tucking your toes, lifting that knee, press back. One more time, into down dog. Let's flow forward to the high plank. Option to lower to the knees first, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lifting up baby cobra, squeeze your shoulders. And then press back to child's pose, rest. In child's pose, take the hands over towards the left edge of your mat. Find that stretch with the side of the body, the head may even lift off. And walk the hands all the way to the other side. You bring your hands back to center. Bring your elbows down to the mat so that they're under your shoulders. Interlace your hands. You might actually have to scooch up on your mat. I always tend to do that and go too far back. So elbows underneath the shoulder, the head is going to drop down, and we're going to step our knees back to table start, and then tuck your toes and lift up to your dolphin pose. So think about your down dog here, but just on the forearms. Shoulders, arms, pop of those elbows. If you need to, you can walk your feet closer to your elbows, closer to the back of your forearms, or the triceps. Hang out here for a few moments just in your inversion, soften your jaw. Find some broadness through the back of the shoulder blades. Take 2 more breaths. You can either lower the knees back to table, or your challenge is to release the hands and bring the hands right underneath your shoulders and press up to down dog. And then if you've chosen to take table, let's all meet back in down dog. We'll step the right foot forward this time between our hands. Pivot on your back foot as you windmill the arms up, finding Virabhadrasana knee. Heels arch alignment here on your mat, so front heels align with back arch. Arms extend. Think about your front knee working to the outer edge, so the length of the mat behind you. So that knee slightly rotates out, arms extend, palms active, press down. From Virabhadrasana knee, flip the palm, reach the back of your mat, exalted. Nice, Judy. Saw that, yes. So make sure that front knee stays bent. I know it feels good to lengthen, but we're going to start with that knee bent. Inhale, lift back with the core. Exhale, bring the hand all the way down to the earth. Hear that low lunge, stacking your shoulders. Keep reaching through the top fingers and rolling that left shoulder back. Strong through your core, and press through your front heel. Inhale, lift back up, Virabhadrasana knee. Let's repeat that. Exhale, exalted. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring the hand to the inside of your foot, finding that lunge. Can you sink a little deeper in your lunge here, knee above that ankle. Strong through the core. Inhale, lift. Now you can lengthen that front leg so it feels good and find that extended exalted warrior. Maybe even grab the top ribs. Find the space through your ribs here. Reach the back of your mat. Inhale, lift back to center. Bend into your front knee. Then windmill the hands down. We'll pivot on that back foot. Left hand's going to stay on the earth. Right arm's going to reach. If it felt good to roll into the edge of the foot like we did earlier, you can press that knee away. Find more of a hip opener here. You can rotate your chest. Just a different variation with that back knee lifted. If you've lifted the foot, bring it back to the earth. Exhale that hand down. Okay, let's change it up. Bring the hands to the inside of your foot. Change directions. Pivot to the new front of the room. And then pivot on your back, right foot, and lift up to Virabhadrasana B. So your left foot's going to be forward. Your right foot's going to be back. Arms extend out. Keep bending into that front leg. Again, work that knee to the outer edge. And then flip the front palm. So that's your left palm. Reach to the back of the room. Notice if the front leg wanted to lengthen with you. Keep your knee bent. Soften your shoulder away from your ear. Take one more breath here. Lift back to center. Virabhadrasana knee. Exhale that hand all the way down to the earth, finding that lunge. Stack through your shoulders. Reach a little taller to the fingertips. Using your core, inhale, lift back up. Keep the front knee bent. Exhale, exalted. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the hand back down to the earth. Front knee stays bent. Think about your top shoulder, working it towards the back edge of your mat. Inhale, lift up. Now you can lengthen that leg. That's a little bit of your release. Reach an arm. Find your archer's pose. You can grab that top wrist. Find some space through the side of the body. Nice and long through your front leg. Take one more breath. Lift back to center, bend into that knee. Pause here, Virabhadrasana knee. Then windmill your arms down so that you're pivoting on the back foot. So right heel is lifted this time. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches to the sky. Finding your twist. And then decide if you're pressing the knee away, working more into the hip. Coming onto the edge of the foot, rotating with the chest. Option to bring your back knee down. 4 more reps. Lowering that foot down, bring the hand to the inside of your foot, and meet to face the long edge of your mat. Wide forward fold. Toes are going to angle out. Hands can rest on the earth or on your blocks. Just allow the head to drop here. Have a moment in this inversion so that everything drain forward. Inhale, halfway to come up onto the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift hands to your thighs. And exhale, fold. See if you can walk your hands a little further in front while still sending your sit bones back. And then press your palms into the floor. Draw the floor towards you. Walk the hands back underneath your shoulders, and then see if you can walk them all the way to the new back edge of your mat. Flip the palms so fingertips are facing the long edge. Forearms are facing the new front of the room. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Let's add about halfway lift again. Inhale, halfway lift, come on to the fingertips. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to thighs. And exhale, fold. Bend more into your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your hips. Lift all the way up into goddess. Knees are going to stay bent above your ankles. Chest is going to stay open. Drawing your core to your spine. Open up the arms to goddess arms or cactus. Stay in your squat here. Bring the forearms to close. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. One more. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, close. Sweep the arms overhead. Lengthen your legs into star. And then window the hands down to the right of your mat. So you pivot on that foot. Right foot stays to the top of the mat. Lower your back knee down. Untuck the toes. And as you heel toe your right foot all the way towards the long end of your mat. So if you want to turn around, I was confused you. Take your back left foot. So the right knee is going to cross over your left. Your back left foot is going to scoop over to the long edge of your mat and have a seat into cow face. Came into a fancy kind of way. So if you lost me there, it's okay. Another variation to come into it is from legs long, right knee to chest, right foot steps over, and then left heel to glute. Knees are stacked. See if you can tie it off with the legs if you're taking them away from each other. Bottom left hip slightly rotates more forward. Stack your fists, lead with your chest forward. Start with the chin down. From here, you can go a little further in cow pose, maybe extend the hands out in front, or bring the chin all the way down towards the thigh or knee. Roll all the way up a bit. Uncross the legs, so the top leg off and the bottom. Find a forward fold where you're on your spine. You can take your legs up to the sky and find Viparita by reaching for your toes. And then we will all be back in tabletop. From your table, step yourself back into plank. Lift your right leg off of the mat, float the heel. Step your right foot over your left, coming into a twist. Look over your left shoulder as that twists through your core. Thumbs down if you can. Look over that shoulder, find the ribs connected to the hip. Float the leg back, center, lower the foot, opposite leg. Left leg lifts, step it over the right, look over your shoulder, finding that twist to the side of the body. Thumbs down. Float the leg to center, and this time step your left foot through, and lower your back, right knee down. Untuck the toes, we're going to set up for cow face the other way, so if you rather come to seated you can, or if you came to figure four on your spine you can. Front left leg, otherwise going to heel toe, all the way off the mat. So that you can stack the knees, so it should be left knee on top. This time, let's do switch sides, that's okay. Right foot's going to sweep over and come to seated. Everyone switch, right? Again, if you'd rather just do it from stack pose, it's left knee, steps over right, heel to glute, sit up tall, bottom right hip slightly, moves forward, and then stack your fists, bring the chin down to start. Or you can use a block and be more taller. You're halfway, if you need to extend the arms out, or change anything up. And roll out of it, uncross the leg. You can stand your spine if you're there. Find your forward fold, your legs up to the sky. And making your way to your spine. So if you want to do one little bit of core, you can always come to the center of your mat and slowly roll back down like we started our practice. Maybe find a full body stretch to finish. Back into your prana and your breath. Be proud of your work today, proud of your practice. Take a moment to be aware of any achievements that came up for you today. If you're new to this practice or it's one of your first classes, remind yourself, be proud of that. Thanking yourself for showing up today, for tuning in to not just the body, but your breath, your emotional health. The eyes aren't already closed. I invite you to find your way to focus on that internal messaging right now, not getting distracted by the external. And if the mind isn't just fully ready to tune everything out, then start to count the length of your breath, how long it takes for a full inhale. Try to go a little longer with that exhale. I wish for you health. I wish for you happiness. And I wish for you love. And share those three gifts with yourself. Wish for myself health, happiness, and love. And then send those three gifts out to someone you haven't met yet. Wishing them health, happiness, and love. Sending those three gifts to someone in this space that you are practicing with. Health, happiness, and love. Sending it to someone you know very well and you love dearly and hold close to your heart. Sending them health, happiness, and love. If there's anyone or any group you wish to send that back out to, take a moment to acknowledge those people, those spaces, those places. When you are ready to reawaken, wiggle fingers and toes. And then find your way to a favorite side to close practice. When you get there, draw your knees a little closer to your chest, thanking your body for all of its gifts, keeping you lifted, keeping you strong, keeping you mobile. Thanking your lungs for its prana, your life force, connecting you from task to task, from moment to moment throughout your day. And thanking your mind for its stillness tonight, even if it's just for a moment. Slowly come up to seated, pressing your top hand to the floor. You'll take a big inhale, arms up. Hands to our third eye and a chakra for our intuition. Inhale, arms up. Hands to our throat chakra for speaking our truth. Inhale, arms up. And hands to our heart for community connection and kindness. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's an honor to guide you through your practice. From my heart to yours. Put a love in your heart. Namaste. And Tony couldn't join us today, but he told me to say hi to him on the recording because I'm setting it to him after. Hi, Tony. Sorry it took me the whole class to say hi. For everyone else's privacy, I won't say your name.